we were having a conversation and he told me, you see, God might have given us 60 years together or even 100 years together, and we might never get children of our own. But will you live your life a sad person?
Wow. That's a big question. Hey everybody, welcome to Being Kambua. My name is Kambua and I am so happy that you are here. I especially love that this beautiful community of ours that is growing understands, and I know the Premier Gang is here, understand that this is not the kind of show that you, or podcast that you listen to passively. You actually get your cup of whatever it is, you sit down and you listen and be very present with us, because the things that we talk about are from and for the heart. They are heavy conversations. Sometimes we are learning and we are growing together, and getting your feedback on just different conversations around motherhood has indeed been very, very encouraging and very uplifting. Thank you for subscribing. Keep subscribing. Let your friends know about the channel and what we talk about here. We're unafraid of delving into different conversations that surround motherhood. I mostly bring women all over on this podcast, but from time to time, I do pull in the gentlemen. We pull them in over Christmas, and they shared such deep insights on grief from a man's perspective, from a dad's perspective. And very soon we'll be pulling them back in to bring their view on different topics as well. I am so delighted today to have Shiko Masika. She and I started this conversation a little in the DMs a few months ago, I think. Has it been a few months?
Yeah.
Or many weeks. And we've been trying to find the right time to be able to sit down. I'm so grateful that God has made it possible for us to sit here today. Shiko, karibu to Being Kambua.
Asante.
Yeah.
Asante.
So we were talking a little bit off camera about what you do professionally.
Yeah.
Please tell our people what you do.
My name is Shiko Masika.
Masika, yeah.
And I am a risk and finance consultant. So I am in that space.
Yes.
Yeah, I do risk, I do finance consulting. Yeah, for a company in Kenya.
Okay.
That I won't name.
That will remain unnamed.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Shiko was telling me I've never been on camera before. So is this according to your risk analysis? You took the risk and came and sat with me.
Yes, I took the risk. Yeah, and I was like, Jesus, have the wheel. So the risk is mitigated.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Shiko, tell us where you were born and raised.
I was born in Nairobi, raised in Nairobi. I schooled in Nairobi. Yeah, got married in Nairobi. Like my whole life has been in Nairobi.
Yes, Nairobi. You're a city girl.
Yeah, I'm a city girl and I live in Nairobi.
And you live in Nairobi.
Yeah, and I live in Nairobi. Yeah.
Growing up, what were your dreams? What did you imagine you would grow up to be?
I think I was confused. At some point, I wanted to be an air hostess. Then I wanted to be a judge. Then I wanted to be a doctor. Then I wanted everything.
Yeah.
When I was graduating from high school,
yes,
I thought I'd get into campus to medicine, but God had other plans. So I went, I did BCom, and here I am as a risk consultant.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so I have had a confusing life.
I think it just shows the power of dreaming, that you can, you can dream. There are no limitations to what you can be.
Yeah.
When did you get married?
I got married in 2014.
Okay.
So I'm 10 years married.
Congratulations. Happy anniversary.
Thank you. Yeah, to Masika. Yeah, we met in campus. We didn't date in campus.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, but we got married 2 years after I graduated.
Yeah.
No, actually 3 years after I graduated. And
Yeah.
we've been here. We've been on this journey for 10 years.
So you guys, you knew each other in campus. You liked each other, but you were not dating?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then when did he, or was it you or was it him? Who said it first that you want to get together, date?
We liked each other. He was heartbroken. Then there was the shoulder he was leaning on. Yeah, then the shoulder became the wife.
You were a good shoulder.
It was a strong shoulder.
The lesson from Shiko, be a strong shoulder. You could be the shoulder for life.
Yes.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So then 2 years into dating, you guys got married.
Yeah.
What were your plans as a young couple at the time? What were you envisioning together?
We had dreams. I got married at 26.
Yeah.
So I felt like I had this whole life ahead of me to live. And so we had dreams of getting children.
Yes.
Before turning 30. I was 26 then.
Yeah.
Traveling, working, getting up the corporate ladder, making money. Of course, I'm a firstborn, supporting my family. Like we had proper dreams.
Yes.
And he's also a firstborn.
Yes.
And we had plans. By year this, we'd want 1, 2, 3. We wanted to invest. We wanted to do all these things.
Yeah.
But I think life is not what you always envision.
Yeah.
Because years into marriage, we realized, God, you have your plans. We have our plans.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's unpack that a little bit. When you say you realized that you had your plans, but God had other plans, are we now referring to the journey of having children? Or what are we referring to specifically?
I think we're referring to everything.
Everything.
Yeah, to everything. First, to the journey of having children. Then also the journey of also climbing up the corporate ladder.
Yes.
Because those two things then didn't go as we had planned, and I'll unpack it further. We had, I had in my mind envisioned getting married and getting children quickly.
Yes.
And closing this thing at 30. But we got married and realized that the children are not coming. We were not trying, but we were not avoiding.
Correct.
But 2 years into the marriage, towards the end of 2015, it occurred to me, we are not avoiding, but the children are not coming. So something is not okay.
Yes.
And it was alarming. It was alarming and it was scary. Because back then, 10 years ago feels like back then.
It does. A long time.
Yeah. People would get married and get children really quickly.
Yes.
Yeah, but as we were here 2 years thinking, I think something needs to be happening. Something is not happening.
Yeah. Were you talking about it?
Initially, no.
Yeah.
Initially, no, because we were not trying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we were not preventing.
Yes.
So I think for him, in his mind, he thought, no, we are not trying.
Yeah.
Yeah, but me in my mind, I thought, we've gotten married. We are not doing this thing.
Yes.
I think something needs to be happening. Something is not happening.
Yeah.
And with the thoughts, and I think with now the worry for me, I felt, because I was an auditor back then, it was too much. I realized, no, this is not the normal. Normal people have sex and conceive. But us guys are having sex, but there's no conception.
Yeah.
And then I couldn't talk to anyone out there because people have sex and get children. As in, how do you even tell people?
You're like, no one will understand it.
So it started stressing me out. And I was in a very high pressure environment.
Yes.
Career-wise.
Okay.
So I thought, no, I can't. I need to deal with one stressor.
Yeah.
And at that time, I'm not even telling my husband what the issue is. So I left my corporate job.
Yeah.
But I had a plan. I started my master's then.
Okay.
Then I still walked this journey alone. But months after quitting work, because I quit work, I resigned in September, I think. So in December, we start having the conversation with my husband.
Yeah.
Do you think something is not okay? Yeah, and even him, it hits him. Oh yeah, but there's something is not okay.
Yeah.
I always thank God we're believers. Yeah. So for me, I just started praying about it silently, alone, not telling him.
Yeah.
but just having this walk with God alone. And so for me, it became a prayer item. It became my journey.
Yeah.
And I focused on me and God in this journey.
Yeah.
And as I was praying, God just gave me a conviction that no, don't see doctors at this point. Keep at it. And so I didn't even know people see doctors.
Okay.
Yeah. But the Kambua, I think I was very naive.
Yeah.
Looking back, I was very naive because I had never seen, I never thought people struggle getting children.
Yeah.
Then one day, I'm there watching TV, I'm at home.
Yeah.
Then I see this guy now, he's a fertility specialist. And I get a conviction that look for this doctor.
Okay.
So we visited that doctor. And he like, I think he's the best fertility guy around.
Okay.
And we had conversations with him. And that was in around December 2015 or January 2016. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, we started seeing the doctor. And of course, he recommended we do tests. And I liked the doctor because he started with a disclaimer that fertility tests on women are quite invasive.
Yes.
So I prefer starting the tests with men.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because at least for men, it's less invasive.
Right.
So I'll not get into the details of what transpired.
Yes.
But for me, I did the tests also.
Yeah.
And of course, we started with the HSG.
Yeah.
I didn't even know what that was, but I almost died when I did that thing.
We need a support group.
And the doctor was okay. He was like, yeah, you're okay. Yeah. But we need to put you on those fertility pills.
Okay.
To just increase the chances of conception. And Shiko was put on those fertility pills.
Yeah.
Then I didn't know that people actually do these things.
Yeah.
Like people are put on letrozole and some progesterone things.
Yeah.
And I couldn't speak about it because in 2015, 2016, who do you talk to about infertility? Who do you talk to about fertility pills? Like, what are those?
Yeah. People just get pregnant.
People just get pregnant. On that day for the wedding, people are praying for you and your children. Yeah, so we started on that journey.
Yeah.
And it was a difficult journey. First, because those pills are very expensive and insurance doesn't cover. Then fertility consultation, I think, is also not covered by insurance.
Yeah.
And everything about fertility is so expensive.
Yeah.
And you remember, I had resigned.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
So you guys are on one salary.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm doing my master's.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. And my husband is paying for all these things. And we can't talk about it, because it's 2015.
Nobody talks about this.
Nobody talks about this. In fact, people are wondering, you need to be popping the second child. What are you doing?
Yeah. And was there any effect on you physically with the medication you were taking, the fertility meds, or were you fine? Did your body received them okay?
Yeah, my body was okay. I can't remember.
Okay.
I can't remember anything. But my body worked very well with letrozole.
Okay. Yeah.
Conception still didn't happen.
Yeah.
The doctor was nice.
Yeah.
That doctor, he's a good doctor. I'd recommend him any day. Then so he recommended now the next level. It's now the assisted reproduction.
Okay.
So no, that's IUI, IVF.
Yes.
So you Google because these things. I never imagined. Like I remember the first day he mentioned I remembered cows and agriculture.
Like, they're the ones who do insemination, artificial insemination. Yeah.
And I was shocked. You mean human beings go through these things? And I was struggling.
Yeah.
And I started struggling emotionally. And I struggled emotionally because first, every time you put on a fertility pill, there's hopes that a conception will happen. Then like for that clinic, when you put on a fertility pill, fertility pills, because I think they usually do like 5 days, I can't remember. Then they do the scans. And everything is okay. And so you're hopeful. But day 14 comes. 14 post insemination.
The 2 week.
14 after sexual activity. And nothing.
Wow.
Oh yeah. Then you're like, no, it's okay. We give it 2 more days. So you're always in this cycle of then again we will do letrozole again. Then we will go through this cycle of day 14 of the month. Then on day 28, which is day 14, post letrozole, we'll do a blood test and check. And nothing. So I think that's for me that was the worst experience. Because for me it was broken hope. Because after every letrozole cycle, there was hopes, and the fact that there was nothing that like the doctor could tell me that this is the problem. It made me confused.
There was nothing tangible to point to
the problem. I got really stressed up, and still I didn't know who to tell. Because
was anybody asking, or your family, your friends, was anybody asking?
No, in fact there was no pressure. So people were not asking. But us guys were doing things. Behind the doors we were doing our thing. Then I think I became very stressed, and I became a very sad person. Because I think you can hide it for only so long. And so I started having the conversation with my mom and a very good friend that I still have to date. And so I started telling my mom, I think we've been in this journey, and it's a hard journey. I didn't get into the details with her because letrozole, like my mother doesn't know what that is.
What is that?
What is that? Like, And now we started having the conversation with my husband. And I think everyone was going through this journey their way. I think their own way. I think he was struggling alone. But there was no courage to have the conversation together. At that time, we were serving in church, in the family ministry. And I was also conflicted because for me, God just spoke to me when I was in campus, and he told me that you would serve in the family ministry. So back then in campus, I didn't even know what family, like, as in God, you're just telling me things that don't even make sense. Then we get married. We got married in Sitam. We still go to Sitam. Then when we did our PMCCs, I think we got into very good rapport with the guys who are leading the PMCC classes. And so after we got married, we just bumped into them and they're like, no, you guys, we really liked you. We think you need to come and serve in the family ministry. So things made sense to me then. So we started serving, and we were serving, and this time we are struggling. We're still serving. And I struggled with, like, God, how do you even call me to serve in this ministry? And we're not getting children. So like, what family, like, God. So God, you have decided to just embarrass us.
To anik us.
Like, us guys will take people through PMCC and tell them about this beautiful journey called marriage. Then God, once in a while, you're throwing us into those baby dedication classes. And us guys are are here struggling with letrozole.
Oh my goodness.
And it was heavy. And then I also forgot to mention, by the time we were finishing our third year in marriage, we had best coupled for 4 couples.
Okay, wow.
And they had all gotten children.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and us, we are still there. And I was like, God, even these people, they're just coming here for us to best couple them. We are serving in this ministry.
Yeah.
But us guys are just struggling.
Yeah.
Like our life is struggle for children, and we're helping people build their families. So at around 2016, 2015, 2016, I stopped serving. I told my husband,
It's too much.
I'm not able to serve joyfully.
Yes.
And I was a sad person. I was sad for a long time.
Yeah.
And looking back, I realized I was sad from 2015 because it's in 2015 when I resigned from work. It's in 2015 when it hit me. Pregnancy is not happening.
Yes.
And I had been in my mind for a long time. I think one day, my husband, he's a prayerful guy.
Yeah.
We were having a conversation and he told me, you see, God might have given us 60 years together or even 100 years together, and we might never get children of our own. But will you live your life a sad person?
Wow. It's a big question.
Then it hit me, no, I can't live my life a sad person.
Yeah.
But I don't know how to get out of this space.
Yeah.
Then my mom also called me, and even her, I think it's like they had a conversation, but they hadn't. And my mom told me, you see, in my many years of living, I have met women who never conceived.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that you won't,
Yes.
because we are praying and trusting that God will perform miracles.
Yeah.
But if you never conceive, will you live your life a sad person? And I was like, no, God, I'm not even 30.
Yeah.
What if God has given me 100 years? Will I live my 70 years a sad person?
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I can't live in this sadness.
Yeah.
But I don't know how to get out of this sadness.
Yes.
And I think I went back to the basics about faith, the basics of read your Bible, pray every day, literally.
Yeah.
Read your Bible for 1 minute. If you can do a minute, it's okay. Pray for 30 seconds if that's what you're able to do. And I went back to the basics.
Yeah.
And I was lucky because then I was still doing consulting, and I was also doing, I resigned, I started doing consulting as I was doing my master's. So I had flexibility.
Yeah.
So, and I got into a routine and I structured my days.
Okay.
And so I'd wake up, prepare breakfast for husband, exercise and pray.
Yes.
And read your Bible. And I think the healing began.
Yeah.
And we are still doing letrozole once in a while.
You're still on the treatments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which are not working. And I'm still having bouts of sadness.
Yeah.
Then we used to host a Bible study in our house. And we diligently hosted the Bible study every Thursday.
Okay.
And I was happy. Like, at least I know on Thursday I'll meet people from Bible study.
Yes.
And even if I don't serve in church in this season, at least I'm still having fellowship.
Correct. Yeah.
And God was healing me slowly. Read your Bible, pray every day. On days when I couldn't read my Bible, I learned, there are sermons on YouTube.
Yes, you'd listen.
So I'd listen, I'd watch. In that season, I came across Charles Stanley.
Okay.
And I'd listen to Charles Stanley every day. Then I also came across David Wilkerson.
Yes, heard of him.
And I'd listen to David Wilkerson like in the morning, then in the evening, Charles Stanley.
Yes.
And that season really rooted me in God. I used to think that I'm rooted.
Yeah.
But that season grounded me.
Yeah.
And towards end of 2017, I prayed. And I had come to terms that not getting children might be a reality.
Yeah.
And I prayed and I told God, God, we have been on this journey.
Yes.
But God, if this is what you've chosen for us, just give me peace and joy.
Wow.
True peace and true joy.
Yeah.
Because even this life is not my own. It belongs to you. I have these dreams and ambitions.
Yeah.
But it's on a life that belongs to you.
Yes.
So God, just give me peace, give me joy, so that as we cross over to 2018, we cross over truly healed.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Kambua, God heard my prayers.
Amen.
And God healed me completely.
Yeah.
And I told my husband, me, I'm never doing these fertility things.
Yeah.
Because like God is able to perform a miracle.
Yes.
If God won't give us a child without all these things that we've been doing, me, I'm okay.
Yeah.
If God decides to give us a child, me, I'm still okay. Even this life, it's not my own. I'm a sojourner.
Yeah.
So God, do unto me as you wish.
Wow.
I do not want to struggle.
Wow.
And in 2018, when they began, for some reason, in that 2018, Sitam had a family month in January. I think the family month is usually in April.
Yes.
And in that 2018, they brought a preacher, a pastor from Philippines.
Okay.
I think called Pastor Peter Tanji. And I purposed in my heart that I will attend this family week.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and my husband, we are a complete family.
Wow.
Yeah. We do not need children for us to be complete. We are complete as we are.
Wow. That's like a drop mic moment.
Yeah.
You just said, yes.
And I resolved it in my heart that I will go back to family ministry and serve.
Wow.
Yes. And I will attend this family week and be there.
Yes.
Because Masika and Wanjiku
are a complete family.
We are a complete family. Children are a blessing.
Yes.
And Peter Tanchi, on that Sunday, Peter Tanchi, he preached. And he preached about a situation. It's public story, so I can just share it.
Yeah.
Of when I think he'd gone for a Bible study or something. Then I think his daughter was raped.
Oh,
yeah.
I know who you're talking about.
Yes.
Yes.
And the struggle that the family went through post that season.
Yes.
And Peter Tanchi said that in that season, because he also doubted the goodness of God and the reality of God, God told him to not trust in his heart.
Yeah.
And so Peter was preaching and he was telling people, do not trust in, don't trust.
Yeah.
Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. And he said that Proverbs 3, 5, and 6 transformed his life. And I took Peter Tanchi's words, Proverbs 3, 5, 6.
Yeah.
Shiko,
trust
in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. And Kambua would speak to myself like a mad person.
Wow.
I learned to counter the pain of waiting, because waiting is painful.
It is.
With God's word. So when I'd look at, gosh, you are like just best coupled you.
Yes, and you have a baby.
Yeah. God and me. Oh, I'm saying and me because my children tell me, and me, mommy.
Yeah.
Yeah, even was like God and me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Shiko. trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. I'd speak to myself.
Yeah. Wow. Speaking the word.
Yes. Kambua, I'd speak verbally.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, Shiko, we will not go down that path. We were there in 2015.
Yes.
Shiko, we will not.
Wow.
For I know the plans that I have for you, says the Lord. This is a beautiful day that the Lord has made, and I will rejoice. I will rejoice in this Saturday and be glad in it. Whatever rejoicing looks like, God, today we are rejoicing.
Yes.
And my mother, there's a day she called me in that 2018, just after the sermon with Peter Tanchi, and she told me, we wait on the Lord.
Yeah.
Not as unbelievers, but we wait on the Lord in hope.
Yes.
And waiting in the Lord doesn't mean that you don't cry.
Yeah.
Yeah. So mother was telling me, kulia utalia as you wait.
Yeah.
Kulia utalia.
Because it hurts.
Because it hurts.
Yeah.
But pia hautalia kila siku. Yeah. So then mother becomes, no, but hautalia kila siku.
Love that.
So crying, you will cry, but you won't cry every day because you have to live.
Yeah.
Yeah, then I'd remember I probably have another 70 years. No, I can't cry for 70 years. I have to live.
Yeah.
And 2018 I was still healing in 2018. Like full, I think the fullness of healing was manifesting in 2018.
Yeah.
And we didn't do any fertility treatment.
You stopped.
We stopped.
Yeah.
And what happened? Yeah, and I graduated.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was so happy. And I started blogging.
Yeah.
And just sharing my journey.
Okay.
Yeah. Then I don't even know I stopped.
Okay.
But I stopped.
Yeah.
Then in 2019, I think something again just told me, no, just try this fertility thing one last time.
Okay.
It didn't work. This time I was heartbroken. I don't know why I was heartbroken, but it really hurt.
Because you are hopeful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really hurt. In 2018, it hurt. Yeah, I think I kept remembering the injections, those injections at night.
Yeah.
That letrozole, progesterone. Then everything is so invasive.
Yes.
Then it's so expensive.
Yeah.
But I had healed.
Yeah.
But I think we're just human. Yes, we are whole, but there's still pain because we are human. And so that day the doctor called me after the blood works and was like, oh yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know.
Yeah.
And not the feelings of, okay, this body. Can't it just cooperate? Like, body, just cooperate.
Do what you're supposed to do.
Just do what you're meant to be doing.
Yeah.
And the body refused. But Kambua, the Lord had healed me. I didn't go back to 2015, 2016.
Wow. Yes. You are a different Shiko.
I was a different Shiko, but a heart Shiko.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention, the journey of infertility is a very shameful journey. There's shame, and I don't know where this shame comes from. It's also a very lonely journey because it's your pain.
Yeah.
I think it's like grief.
Yeah.
Then you go to church and everyone is like, no, you can do prayer and fasting. You can, like, I can take you to someone who lay hands on you. There's a prophet.
Yeah.
I'm Anglican, so I wasn't exposed to that drama. I'm sorry, I'm calling it drama, but
the things more charismatic Protestants. And,
And so Kambua was still very confused. Like, but if God says I can talk to him, if he's my father, then I don't need someone to do things.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that you shouldn't be prayed for.
Yeah.
There's the place of being prayed for.
Absolutely, yeah.
But I didn't, like me, I don't want to say a prophet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, then Paul would send concussions.
For you to drink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But who said I have a, like even the doctor said he doesn't know.
And how did they decide that you have a problem?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Then I'd even go for meetings and Paul would pray for my womb. Then I'd wonder, I didn't know my womb has a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Then I realized, and men, who prays for men?
It's a good question.
Yeah. Who told you my womb has a problem?
Yeah.
Someone sent me text. Actually, after I started blogging,
Yes.
I'd get DMs. Oh, no, you need to start having sex in this position. Oh, okay.
Like, okay, so it was my positions that
Yeah.
are wrong. Okay.
You need to confirm that you're truly ovulating.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kambua people have audacity.
Audacity. Very intrusive.
But I think as at the time I was blogging, I had healed.
Yeah.
So I had the muscle to just ignore and move on.
Yes.
Yeah, so in that 2019, after after it didn't work. And I was meeting my husband. So the doctor called me. I was at work then. I had already gone back to employment.
Yes.
So I was at work. I just shut down and went to my husband's office. And I told him, and I was crying and I was sad. And I was telling him I am also confused. I don't know God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand the ways of God anymore. But I know He's a good God.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then my husband tells me, Ma'am, I think we can adopt. And I was like, oh, wait. What? Adopt?
Yeah.
I don't know. What is that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've never been through that journey. I haven't seen people who've done these things.
Yeah.
In my family, like how I was confused. Like, how do I, what is that? Yeah, then he kept quiet and was like, no, there's no pressure.
Yes.
But I have been praying and thinking.
Yes.
And I thought I'd ask you.
Wow.
But you think, pray, like we are not making decisions.
Yes.
And I'm not saying that God is not able to give us children of our own. But I'm thinking, Kambua was shocked.
Yeah.
Like, why would you even think of an adoption? Yeah, and I was like, I told him it's okay, I'll pray. Yeah, I wiped my tears.
Yeah, because now you're in shock also.
I composed myself. Yeah, and it hit me. Adoption is a possibility.
Wow.
Then, and that day when we got home, I was just praying and I slept. And in my sleep, a voice which I believe was God's voice told me, Shiko, whatever you want to do with what Masika has proposed, go ahead and do it, for I am with you.
Wow.
And I woke my husband up and I told him, you're adopting.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, and even him was shocked. Wait, what?
And he's not.
We just had the conversation yesterday.
Yeah.
You sure you do not want to think about it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, no, God has told me that whatever I choose to do, He's with me. And so He's with us.
Yeah.
And so adoption is the thing for us.
Wow.
Kambua, I thought I was healed. But the decision to adopt cemented the healing.
Amen.
To me, my husband's voice was like God's voice. When you're in a difficult season, then God speaks to you. The peace that comes with that voice is the peace that came to me with my husband's decision and also option to adopt. And I healed. And I healed fully.
Wow.
And Kambua, I didn't want children.
Yes.
I didn't want to give birth.
Yes. You now wanted to adopt.
And I wanted to adopt. And I prayed and we prayed.
Yeah.
Then we started realizing, in our spaces, there are people who were actually adopted.
Yeah.
And we started having conversations with them. And I always wondered, but I never knew that these people had adopted. But after we had the decision and the discussion, like polls started popping from everywhere. And we started having conversations, and we were excited there. And I remember my husband telling me, yes, we adopt 2.
Yeah.
Oh, and I was like, oh, wait, 2? Like, no.
Yeah.
I don't. No, we can't take care of 2 people, 2 humans.
Yes.
And we started Googling and just reading about adoption in this country.
Yes.
Like we went full throttle into this whole adoption thing and having conversations and God bringing people in our spaces. And being okay with the decision.
Yes.
In my blog, I think I also blogged about the journey to adoption. Then I realized this pain in God is not wasted pain.
Yeah.
This pain was for this. The pain of waiting was not wasted pain because it was pain in God. And it was birthing something that I had never envisioned in my life. And so we made our adoption application. Then we kept praying because we also needed to tell our families.
Okay.
These are things that Africans don't do. And so we told our parents. Our parents were shocked.
Yeah.
Like, wait, why? First, you're young. Why are you adopting? You 2 young people, why are you adopting?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And we were like, no, it's okay. We're not adopting tomorrow. We are just informing you.
Yes.
We are thinking. But us guys had already
Considering it. Yeah.
us guys had already done the paperwork.
Yeah.
Then we went. We also had to tell my husband's uncle.
Yeah.
Who is a very good uncle to us. And we were scared. Yeah, so we went, we told him.
Yeah.
Like we didn't even know how to have that conversation. First I think he was shocked also.
Yeah.
Then he started telling us, no one in this family has ever asked about you guys not having children. He's like a spokesman for the family.
Yeah.
And so I want you to know that no one has ever asked.
Okay.
And you must never feel like anyone in this family looks down on you for not having children.
Yeah.
And so he looked at me and he was like, it's painful, especially for the woman.
Yeah.
But no one has ever asked.
Wow.
And it was hard. Yeah. And we cried.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he told me, no, Shiko, when you got married into this family, we accepted you.
Yeah.
And I decided in my heart that if yeah, so he told us that he had decided that if anyone ever questions, he'd fight for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was shocked.
Yeah.
And I think I was shocked because these are in-laws.
Yes.
It's an uncle.
Yes.
It's 7 years post-marriage.
Yes.
Oh, then I think I was naive. I didn't even know people have issues with in-laws.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know when people are not conceiving, there are usually issues with in-laws.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and so he told me, no, you're my child.
Wow.
And whatever decision you make, I will walk with you.
Wow. That's amazing.
And he prayed.
Yeah.
And he took a notebook and he wrote everything. And he prayed for the child.
Yes.
A child we didn't know. And he just prayed.
Yeah.
Kambua, I was shocked.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you mean, oh, we also need to pray for the child.
Yeah.
I think in my heart, I was just excited. I was just healed. It didn't occur to me that, oh, it's like you pray for children, whether bio or adopted.
Yes.
And he prayed and he wrote and prayed and laid hands on us.
Yeah.
And I was shocked. I don't think I've ever received that much grace.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was in 2019.
Wow.
Adoption takes long in this country. So in 2020, COVID happened.
Yeah.
And there was no more adoption.
Yes.
In 2019, there was a lot of child trafficking.
Yes.
And I think government froze the adoptions.
Yes.
And I think even foster care. And so our paperwork wasn't processed.
Okay.
Yeah.
I actually thought it was only for internationals. It was also for Kenyans.
Yes. And I think that the private adoption agencies, their licenses were also frozen.
Okay.
And so us guys had applied through children welfare.
Yeah.
That will the government one.
Yeah.
And when us guys went, took our paperwork, me just going back again.
Yes, that's okay.
Yeah, the lady there, she called us. Wewe Wanjiku, kwanza wewe naona wewe ni mtoto mdogo. Hizi ni nini, kwa nini unataka kufanya adoption?
Wow.
Mathe, sisi si watoto wadogo. Kwanza hata wewe Masika, wewe ni mdogo hata kuliko kijana wangu. Wewe hizi ni nini unafanya, hata kijana wangu hana mtoto?
Wow.
Tukaambia Mathe, sisi tunafanya tu adoption. Lakini mngekaa mngoje Mungu.
Wow.
Yeah. So like adoption in this country is frowned upon.
Yes.
And 2020 COVID happened. No adoptions are happening at that point. Private agencies,
Yes.
The licenses have been withdrawn.
Yes.
And so you can't even use the private agency for an adoption. And so everything was at a standstill. But Kambua, I thank God, COVID happened.
Yeah.
That period, God worked in the hearts of our parents. And our parents became receptive.
Okay, to the idea of adopting. Yeah.
And everyone was excited about this whole adoption thing.
Wow.
And like they'd call and ask, hey, so mmefika wapi? Ile process mlisema mnafanya, imefika wapi?
Yeah.
And
wow.
Our community, in the guys in Bible study, guys in family care, in church where we were serving, like everyone was so excited.
Yes.
And God had worked in the hearts of men and women.
That's amazing.
To embrace this idea. Then one day my high school class teacher calls me. She really liked me.
Yes.
And I also liked her.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she told me, oh Shiko, I read something on your blog about adoption.
Yeah.
And I'm a chairperson in this adoption committee. I want to help you.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I want you to wait because we've been having conversations with government and our licenses are being renewed.
Okay.
So I want you to do your paperwork and take your paperwork to the agency called BACNA.
Yes.
Take your paperwork to BACNA.
Yes.
And wait, and you wait. When this ban is lifted, we will process your paperwork. Yeah. So in 2020, we redid our application.
Okay.
We took our application to the agency.
Yes.
it's a long process. There's a lot of due diligence.
Okay.
I think you go to the chief, you go to the church, it's a lot of paperwork, and they do a thorough job.
That's good.
On vetting parents. The committee sat. God gave us favor. The committee approved us.
Yes.
The ban was, that was after the ban was lifted, I think in October of 2020.
Okay.
And we know it hit us.
It's happening.
It's happening. And we started praying.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, God started speaking to people about this child.
Wow.
And my cousin in SA, she's in SA, she called me. She told me, God gave me a dream. You'll adopt a boy.
Okay.
And he'll be very light-skinned. He'll be like you when you were a child. Oh, yeah. And so I asked her, when I was a child, how was I? You were very light-skinned. Wewe ni shida za Nairobi zimekufanya hivyo. Yeah. And she told me, and that child will bring healing to your heart. Okay. Yeah. And you will adopt a boy. Shuko, you are adopting a boy. Okay.
Yeah.
My friend calls me one day and she's like, Hiya. God told me that our mothers will be celebrating children around the same time she was expecting and she was giving birth.
Yes.
In February. Oh, yeah. And I'm like, oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm not pregnant.
Yes.
Yeah, but God is doing something about children. And I think we will get children around the same time.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay, so then we started thinking, probably our child will come in February. So mani sawa tu. Then in February, child came. No, before child came, I had a dream.
Yeah.
And in that dream, God speaks to me a lot through dreams.
Yes.
The agency in the dream had called us.
Yeah.
And they had given us a child who was wrapped in a white shawl.
Okay.
And the child was very light-skinned.
Yeah.
And the person who called us was Mzungu. And so when I woke up, I told my husband, hey, I think we'll get a child from either a home that's run by a Mzungu.
Yeah.
And I have confirmed that child will be very light-skinned.
Yeah.
Kambua, that is what happened. Yes. And it was a confirmation.
Yes.
And because it was during COVID, so even visiting the children's homes was quite restricted.
Yes.
When they sent me a photo, I told them this is our child. It's this one.
Oh my goodness. There's a confirmation in your spirit about
it. In my spirit, in my heart. And I was like, this is our child. And it's him. When are we picking him? Yeah, we traveled. Yeah, to far out of Nairobi. We went and picked the child.
Yes.
And the child has been a joy to their family.
Oh my goodness.
In that 2021, I was listening to, I think I also had a dream. And in that dream, a voice was just telling me that I am not happy, that the government has really neglected its children. And so I woke up and I was shocked and I was like, governments, I don't dream about governments. Like, what is this?
Yeah.
Then I listened to Teresa Werimo, I think on her message for the year. And her message for the year was, God is not happy with the government. That the government has neglected its children and the widows.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
And it was another confirmation that God is calling me into this space. And maybe through adoption.
Yes.
Yeah, so the child came, we went, we picked him.
Yes.
And we are here.
What's his name?
Mumo.
Mumo. How old was Mumo when you got him?
He was 6 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
Baby.
Yeah, he was a baby.
Oh my goodness.
And it has been a wonderful journey.
Yeah.
We pray. I think we were afraid that he wouldn't settle. But he settled.
Yeah.
And he transitioned so well. And everyone was just happy to see Mumo.
Yeah.
Like people would come to see this child. Yeah.
a child they had prayed for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he cemented the healing. He painted the healing now.
Yes.
And so we started our parenting journey. And the understanding that God gave me, even before this whole adoption thing came into fruition, like God told me that, I think it's in Malachi 3, that the purpose of marriage was to bring up a godly generation. And God was telling me, the generation doesn't have to be birthed by you. But the purpose of marriage was to bring up a godly generation.
Yes.
And however this quiver gets full, it's me to decide, because I am sovereign.
I love that. Yeah.
Then I started asking God, but God, you told us to be fruitful. Then you're also here telling me this quiver can be filled in other ways. Like, God, really?
What are you saying?
Yeah, like, God, I can't even, I'm not understanding these things. And I was having so I started having conversations with Pasi. And Pastor was like, what we cannot understand now, we will not force ourselves to understand. But what we know is that the purpose of marriage was to bring up a godly generation. And Momo is part of that godly heritage. So this quiver has to be filled. God, in his own sovereignty, he will make that decision on the how.
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I mean, Shiko, you brought this conversation is so huge, and there's so many things that you've hit on with your story. First, congratulations on being a mommy.
Thanks.
I love listening to, there's a preacher called Lisa Harper that I follow, that I really love. And I love that she calls it the gift of adoption. The miracle of adoption is what she calls it. And understanding that God can bless us in different ways. He can give us children in different ways. You know, he could open your womb, or he could give you a baby who was birthed by another person. He gives us the blessings that we desire in different ways, and it's for us to stay open to what he's leading us to. I think that, you know, you and your husband getting to that point and God confirming so many things and using many other people to confirm it is such a huge stamp on what the decision that you made. But I also love that we're having this conversation, because why is it so strange when we talk about adoption, you know, in our society? I mean, and I think even in the Bible days, Moses was adopted by Pharaoh's daughter. You know, it's not a new concept. It was happening from way back when. Even our traditional African societies, just that they never called it adoption.
Yeah, true.
Your sisters passed on, so you take on their children. You've adopted those children. Huyu ni mtoto alizaliwa na nani. You know, the village knows, but we're just not calling it adoption. But it's always been a concept that was there. So I think that, you know, us having this conversation is also helping us take away the stigma from adoption, you know, take it away for someone who's on that journey, who are considering, and they're like, you know, and, you know, I admire that you and your husband took the time to explain to your family, you know, and in their own time, they came around to it and rallied behind you. The reality, though, with a lot of people is their families never get to that place of accepting. And this, I hope this really challenges people who are watching, people who feel like, no, this is not really your child if you've not birthed them, that they can hear this and see that that child is a legitimate child, a legitimate member of our family, of our community. And Shiko, I know that you have two children. Your husband initially told you guys to get to, you're like, whoa, one at a time.
Yeah.
When did you decide we are ready for number 2? How long was it after Momo?
So when Momo came in 2021, my husband's like, Momo is here. We need to get a second child.
Yeah.
And I was like, no. Even people who are birthing,
take a little time.
Yeah, they don't do it that way.
Back to back.
Yeah. And I was like, no, because in adoption, there's also now the legal part. So the child comes home, then you have to do the legal.
Yes.
No, he was like, no, it's okay. As we do the legal, we do paperwork for baby number 2. He was like, hey, no, those are your dreams.
Yeah.
Those are not my dreams.
Yeah.
Those are your dreams. You don't pull me and push me into your dreams. Then I sat and prayed and thought. I was like, no, I think we wanted 3 children, not even 2.
Yeah.
And Momo shouldn't grow up alone.
Yes.
And since God has decided for now, childbirth is not happening now.
Yes.
It's okay. Let's do the paperwork as we do the legal. So we did paperwork. Still in that 2021, we did paperwork for the second child.
Yeah.
We pursued the legal side for Momo.
Yeah.
And we did everything concurrently. And so end of 2021, we placed our application for a second child, and we also finished the legal. But I was so busy at work.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready.
Yes.
And so we called the agency and we told them, hey, hold. We will tell you when we are ready.
Yeah.
So in the whole of 2022, we waited. The whole of 2023.
Yeah.
I think I started, because even in 2022, I was very busy at work.
Yes.
So in 2023, I started warming up to this whole idea. Then one day a pal of mine visits. She comes for a sleepover. Hey, and she tells me, hey, I dreamt that you have a girl. Yeah, and me tell her, hey, not one that I have birthed, because I'm not thinking about childbirth.
Yeah.
Maybe adoption.
Yes.
She's like, no, God will give you a girl.
Wow.
And I tell her, hey, me first I'm so busy at work. Then I ask her, mimi sasa nianze hizo tena nianze kubebana na diaper, kupack tuchao. Not in this season. That was on a Sunday. Come on Tuesday, the agency calls me, we have a baby for you.
Oh my goodness.
And it's a girl.
Oh my goodness.
And I'm like, my God.
Yeah.
And work was really stressing me. Then we had talked of, if we get a boy, if we adopt.
Yes.
So when my husband, we had settled, when we adopt again, we will call this child Matthew.
Okay.
Then they're calling us. Then that was Kitambo in 2021 when Momo came. No, we will call them Matthew and Momo. Then they're calling us, it's a girl. My pal Emily had told me, I dreamt with you.
Having a girl.
Then I told my husband, we don't even have a name for this child.
We had Matthew.
So then I start joking, this is how oops pregnancies happen. Like one day you're living your normal life and suddenly you're pregnant.
The disruption.
Yeah. I think this is it. And I was so stressed at that point because of work pressure.
Yes.
And I was going through a very tough season at work.
Yeah.
Kambua, when I received the call for this girl, my work stress died.
Oh, wow.
I received healing.
Wow.
God healed me.
Yes.
Using a child I had never met.
Oh my goodness.
And that night, as we were praying, as I was just praying, I pray like this, like the way we are talking, that's how I pray.
Yes.
So I'm there, I'm just praying. Then I ask my husband, you don't have a name for this child. He's like, yeah. Then he tells me, I'm shocked because me knew the child is Matthew.
Yes.
But no, it's a girl. We can't name her Matthew. Then we're there, we are praying. Then I'm like, hey, this call, because she called me during the day, this call has really healed me.
Yes.
Like I feel peace that I haven't felt in a very long while. And this is healing. And this healing is reminding me about the goodness of God. Yeah. So my husband tells me, no, we'll call her Wema. Yeah.
Yeah.
She embodies the goodness of God. But we haven't met her. We don't even know her. Then they sent us the photo.
Yes.
Kambua, like she was the photocopy of Momo. That night, Kambua, we didn't sleep.
Yeah.
For a child, we didn't conceive. But we were so excited.
Yeah.
at 11, we were calling our families. I was calling my sister at midnight. We sent photos to everyone. Our best couple, I called her. I remember I called my best maid at 1 and she was 1. Why are you calling me?
Yeah.
These are Wema.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
That child, that photo, she looked like Momo. So when I sent the photo to my mother, my mother called me in the morning and she was asking me, kwa nini unanitumia picha za Momo usiku?
She hadn't even realized it was a different baby.
Yeah.
Because of how much they look alike.
Yeah. No, then I tell her, no, this is not Momo. This is a different child.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Wema came.
Wow.
Yeah.
Baby Wema, the girl you had not anticipated.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was so happy.
Yeah.
And I healed from my work pressure.
Yeah.
And from that season.
Yes.
And we focused on Wema.
Yeah.
And we have had Wema for 6 months, 7 months now. And she's so happy.
Yeah.
I thought she'd struggle because Hash came at 1 year. The laws changed.
Okay.
And now you can only adopt a child who's above a year.
Oh.
But she settled.
Yeah.
She didn't struggle at all. She sleeps, she eats.
Yes.
Yeah. You ask her, where's your brother? Momo.
Oh.
Momo gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we are here having this conversation.
That's amazing. Oh, so beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't even, honestly, some stories can only be written by God. They're so beautiful that if we tried to write them ourselves, we would not do it justice. He just knows how to, as you said, there's no pain that's wasted. When he's done with the process, you look at it in hindsight and you're like, it's so beautiful. I could not have imagined it turning out like this.
Yeah.
And Shiko, I wish you every blessing on your motherhood journey as you raise Momo and Wema. You know, I hear this so many times I have people in my life who have adopted. And number one, many times the babies come looking like they just belonged to that family. And you're like, did you pick this baby? Like, no, we did not. The process doesn't even allow us to, to do that, which I think is great. But just how a baby you didn't birth just comes and fits in, how siblings who were born by different mothers look alike, only God can do that. And when you think about it, Shiko, when my son Nathaniel goes to school, and Wema goes to school and someone else's baby, there's no label here, adopted, CS baby, natural birth. There's nothing like that. IUI, IVF, there's nothing. They are just children. They're just our children. And I think that it's so, if you've educated us even on the adoption journey, even things like, I didn't know that now you can't adopt younger than a year. Those are things that are important for people to hear and to know. I love that the system makes it, I don't know if to say difficult is a word to use, but makes it, they have to do their due diligence. Yeah. So that is not just anybody trying to adopt children and then putting them in danger. There's child trafficking and all those things. But thank you so much for sharing your heart with us and sharing a little bit of your family with us. Thank you for telling people that you and Masika complete. You are a family.
Yeah, we are a family.
You are a family.
Yeah.
The babies came, they're an added blessing to that. And I think a lot of the people who need to hear that, because society makes us think we're incomplete. We're not a family. We can't go for this family get together. We can't go for this whatever because we are incomplete. But you're actually complete.
Yeah.
You are a family. And I pray that if you're at a place where you're desiring for God to give you children, He will give you in the way that He knows best. But Shiko, before we finish, I just want you to encourage a family maybe that's watching, a couple like you guys who are like, they're at that place where we want to do it, we are not sure, what do people say, kind of thing, that place where of deliberation. What would you say to those people or that person?
Oh, wow. I'd say, I'll tell you that pain in God first is not wasted. It's not wasted pain. It's pain that builds character, and go through that pain graciously, knowing that God is with you even now. I'll also encourage you that seasons of life are very temporary. So today you're crying, but I assure you tomorrow you'll be here giving your story. Yeah. And if adoption is what you want, pray that God makes it clear in your heart, because the voice of God is clear. Like his sheep know his voice. And when you hear, you will obey. You just have to obey. And we have been called, if you're married, to raise a godly generation. So we can't have children in homes, and I think we shouldn't. Yet we are here not working with, actually partnering with God to bring up this godly generation.
Indeed, yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
We've been called to raise a godly generation. That is so important to listen, to hear, because sometimes maybe as parents we lose that. It gets blurry because we're just so busy with life, you know. But just remembering the purpose is to raise a godly generation. Yeah. Shiko, thank you. Thank you so much. Can people reach you on social media? Are you open to having any conversations, yes or no?
Yes, I am. I'm even on social media.
Okay, we won't pull you out of where.
Where am I? I don't know where I am.
Okay. But it's okay.
Yeah, but I think I'm on Instagram. I just follow people.
You just follow people.
Wanjiku Masika.
Yeah. Wanjiku Masika. In case, you know, someone has a question and they would like to reach out to you, they could do that.
Yes, they could.
Yeah. You can reach on Wanjiku Masika. Thank you so much. Give our love to first Masika and Mumo and Wema.
I will.
Yeah. And thank you so much, Shiko, for your time and your vulnerability.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That has been Shiko Masika. Her story is so heartwarming, so heartwarming. And just hearing the different journeys that are given to us, the different gifts, how life turns out sometimes different from what we envisioned, and staying open. I think this has been the common thread in a lot of the stories that we've had. Staying open. One of our guests 2 weeks ago, Faith Motuko, she said, I finally said yes to the plan of God. So let me throw this out as a challenge to you. Wherever it is you have found yourself on this journey of motherhood, that it probably looks very different from what you envisioned. How about say yes to the plan of God and see what he will do with it? He always makes it beautiful. Thank you so much for being a part of this community. I love you so much, and I will be sure to catch you next week. Kwaheri.
I told my husband I'm never going back to that hospital again. I felt like, the doctor gave me a verdict that was so heartbreaking.
Yes.
Because here I have a promise from God. Here the promise, the hope of promise that I had is gone.
Oh my God.
And now you are telling me the remaining two.
There's no chance.
There's no chance.
Yeah.
There's no chance.
Yeah.
And so we went home, heartbroken. We went home feeling, okay, where do we go from here?
Yeah.
But we still went on. Life goes on. Life moves on.
Yes.
People will come and they say Pole, and they continue, and you don't really share the story. You just say, we lost a baby.
Yes.
And that's it.